Well, I'm in the process of making soft jaws today. I buy the stock 1.5 inch by 2 inch by 1.5 inch, 12-foot stick, cut once for transport. I don't remember what it is. Maybe I'll try to post some figures of what that stick turns into, you know, cost-wise per jaw. I don't remember how much each stick was offhand. My primary jaws that I do are going to be the 1.5 inch by 2 inch. Now, I bought a lot of this for another part, and I figured I'd cut some up to have some tall jaws. Soft jaws, if you're not familiar with soft jaws, they are for being able to, and I got the wrong bracket. Basically, a soft jaw lets you, they're great for Op 2, okay, the second operation, or operations that aren't from the raw stock. Okay, you can see the little, I can't see the focus on the camera to tell if that's focused anyway. So anyway, there's little bite marks in here from my Anderson Manufacturing Sarah jaws. Love those things. Oh my god, man, I clamp them in there and they're not going anywhere. But that's great for first operation for roughing and stuff like that. But when you have a part like this that, you know, it has a carrier on it, you can't, you know, it's being held by the carrier in the Sarah jaws to begin with. And then when you flip it over, it's like, okay, you don't want to clamp it in against that with the Sarah jaws and leave those marks. So I grabbed the wrong bracket again. Hopefully this bracket matches up. Yeah, it's not quite the right one. So this isn't quite the right bracket, but you can see the profile there. Well, I made it to where that profile, you know, locks in there, and then this jaw comes over and clamps it in. And then I can take the carrier off and all that kind of stuff. These particular jaws, I don't have the pin in, because at the time when I made them, I was just being like super lazy, didn't want to do it, whatever. I found that I was able to put it in the vise and lock that side down, get the part registered enough, and then close this down. And this one doesn't fit right, but I was able to move this back and forth to get it just right, clamp it down, lock it. It worked perfect. I didn't have any issues. Next time I do these, I will probably, since I'll have more blanks made, I may just go ahead and make a set with the pins. Here's another set. I use these for the truck brackets. These are pinned. I did take the time because I do a lot of the truck brackets, a lot more than the 411s. And these are even labeled truck left fixed, and then truck left, but it got cut off. With these CarveSmarts, they have these sweet clamps, and this will probably be shown in another one, but if you haven't seen these before, that jaw comes out, and these are the Anderson Sarah jaws. Like I said, I absolutely love these things. I think they only take 60% or 60 thou at the bottom there. Alright, so the pin registers inside these, and the repeatability is it's extremely good. I don't remember what their spec is, but when you drop it in there, you get it close, and it locks. It locks in even on the pin there, and then you run those back down. So I'll take this one out for now. One advantage to not putting the pin in is if you need to slide left or right. Okay, these, since I'm going to cut pockets into them, cut a profile into them, I'm going to want them to register back exactly how I want them. Now you could also go in and change your position of your pin and, you know, make it to where it goes over like that, but I have no need to do that right now. And since you make them all the same, and the pin's on this side, there's two pockets there, so that when it turns this way, you can put it into the other pocket. You don't have to make fixed and movable jaws. You just make one blank. So, oh nice. So then you, I always lock the front down first. There is a small gap at the bottom there, okay, and then that way I know that it's sitting in the V. So I'm wondering why the rock, it makes me think that oh, when I press this in the way I did it, I shoved it down too hard and created a bump there. Ah, that's not good. Yeah, okay, that created a problem. That's what it's rocking on. First I was worried that the pin was too low. Yeah, no, this one's perfect. Okay, I just got to file that down a little bit. Again, paying attention to the burr being other way around. I put that on there, and then I do it from the other side. Okay. Get that where I want it. Snug the vise down just enough to hold it. What I did, and these Sarah jaws bite in, and there's at least 10 to 15, depending on, I clamp at 50 pounds, foot-pounds. You know, I want to say it goes in about 12, 13,000 that it bites in. So I would not check my G54 or my G55 right now. I would check it when I torque them down, okay? And so since this gets it within a few thou, clamping them in has been repeatable. I measured that. That's in video waiting to be posted, I think. So then I'll find my G54 and I'll find my G55, and then I can tell it to make two at the same time. And it's been working out really sweet with the using the stop lock like that. But I can't use it from this side because obviously I can't get the stop lock in here. And I thought, oh, I could make another, do a little like shorter version and that stuff. And it's like, it just needs to line up in here repeatably. These are cut fairly close to the same dimension. Plus there's a little give. So as long as I can come off here and register this side with the stop lock, this side will show up pretty darn close. And the only one that's going to change really is the X. And I've added in an extra pass kind of thing so that it doesn't try to cut too deep, stall my machine out when it does that side. And this is the dovetail cutter I'm using. AB Tools. Now when I do the neck stop here and I cut the hole down in here, I do a boring cycle. I don't see any reason to ream it, okay? I'm pushing hardened steel pins into aluminum. The aluminum's going to give. And the thing is if there is any inaccuracy in the pin, you know, because it moved one way or the other, it doesn't matter. Once it's locked into the jaw there and I cut the other, it's always going to register the same. That pin's not going to move. So I don't see any reason to ream them. Maybe if I were doing this, steel jaws maybe. And not that it's apparent, but when I do that, I think I run it down just over 400 thousandths. Because the thing is the pin goes in. If it pushes any burrs down to the bottom, then I want to have a little bit of a pocket or a recess there to absorb that, so the pin doesn't end up standing proud. Because if it's too long, I can't get it back out. But the hole is deeper than I need it to be. And see how that kind of sticks? I mean, that's how aggressive they are. Love that. So I've been doing it on the vise. I was hammering them all the way in, and then I decided I'm going to use the press. These are 1/4 inch round, 1/2 inch. 100 of them. Got them from MasterCar or something like that. QS 9000 is the number. Anyway, a lot of times there's one end tapered more than the other, so I'll put the more tapered end down. I just want to get it in there started. And I don't do it on the wood over there because I don't want to bang the hell out of my laptop. Okay, I got a couple more started here, and what I'm going to try this time is this piece. It doesn't overhang here. The top isn't as big a deal if there's a bump there, because the clamp is, you know, right in the center, and then the other one is over here. So if there's a bump there, it's not touching anything. It's really only at the bottom here that's a concern. So and I measured this, and it's about 120 thou thick, so it's a little bit thinner. It did leave a bit of a mark there, but let me go see. That one came out perfect. So put that under there. The pin's still sticking out 120 thousandths. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. There's no deformation. There's nothing for me to file down. So as long as I don't get too carried away. You know, once it stops moving, that should be enough. And if it leaves it a little proud of 120, that's fine too. So even a little less of a mark there. That's cool. Okay, I think that ought to be repeatable enough that I can go back to doing what I need to do, and I think maybe I'm done shooting video, so now I can start actually getting some work done.